All right, we've got plenty to talk about with this winter storm heading for southern New England. Now, it will be a very messy situation tomorrow morning during the morning commute. I've heard some people questioning about school cancellations. Why? If there's not going to be that much snow, why are they canceling school? Because it's going to be a hairy morning commute, especially in the Providence area and points north. The timing of the changeover to mixed precipitation near the coastline is very close to what might coincide with the end of the morning commute or the commute to school. But even there, it's most likely to still be snowing. So let's take a look at some computer model information here, and this gives us an idea about what's going to be happening. So this is a 6 o'clock this evening storm out there in the Midwest, and this storm's not taking a real favorable track for all snow. Notice how far to the west it is. As it moves east, you can see all kinds of heavy precipitation with it creeping up the eastern seaboard. It does not begin in southeastern New England. Now, it'll begin in the western part of New England about 3 o'clock in the morning, but it does not begin in southeastern New England until about 5 o'clock in the morning. So I would say that it may reach eastern Connecticut and westerly by 4:30, 5 o'clock Providence area, right around 5 o'clock or so, 5 to 5:30 in the morning. Boston about 5:30 to 6, and then Cape Cod also in that same time frame, right around 6 o'clock. But when it comes in fast and furious. So this is not going to be a slow starter. This is going to be a storm where the intensity picks up right away, right from the word go. When we move along here, 7:30 in the morning, you can see that it's snowing throughout all of southern New England. We're also looking at a mix line that reaches about New York City. This is going to continue to creep to the north. So it's basically the race against time to see how much snow can accumulate in the about 5 to 6 hours in the Providence area that it will be snowing before a changeover takes place. Now, this is 9:45 in the morning. You just saw the radar update there, so this is the newest information. And at that point, you're already starting to see mixed precipitation showing up, as well as some rain right along the coast down in westerly. So you go from 7:30 this to 9:30 that, and then by this next frame, which is right around noontime, mixed precipitation, Providence metro area, cold rain at the coastline, Washington County, Newport County, and same deal as you get down to Westport, Dartmouth, New Bedford. Still snow, though, along the Mass Pike. The other thing I want you to notice is what's going on out here. So this, where there's not much going on, really, you get back into New York State and Western Connecticut. This has a real front-end thump to it. 90% of the snowfall from this storm for all of southern New England and even the southern part of northern New England is going to come before 2 o'clock in the afternoon. So Boston, Worcester, you may pick up 10 inches of snow, but it's going to happen in about 8 hours, believe it or not. So it's really going to come down fast and furious. And then the heavier stuff will continue to move to the north. We get to about 2 in the afternoon, mixed precipitation, rain showing up Rhode Island and southeastern Massachusetts, heavier stuff lifting to the north. This is 4 o'clock in the afternoon. Not a lot going on. Connecticut, Rhode Island, southeastern Mass, still some snow, Worcester and Boston, but the heavy stuff is up here. You can see it showing up. It's all moved off to the coast of Maine. This is snow, but it's mainly light to moderate snow, probably in most cases light snow that's taking place. Some of this may try to wrap around tomorrow evening. There could be a period of light snow in Connecticut, Rhode Island, and southeastern Mass, but oftentimes what happens with these systems is once they get up to your latitude and start to move off to the east, drier air comes in. And I don't expect accumulating snow in Rhode Island or southeastern Mass tomorrow evening to the tune of inches, but a coating of snow is possible. And with temperatures falling late tomorrow night, there could end up being some icy spots on the roadways come early Thursday morning. So keep that in mind. Again, most of the snow from this storm comes during the morning hours. This is our snowfall map, and we've got not much of it for the Cape, the islands, and right along the immediate coast. 1 to 3 inches of it comes in a pretty quick thump in the morning and then transition over to sleet and then rain. 3 to 6 inches for a good chunk of Rhode Island. A little bit concerned that up here in the hills in northwestern Rhode Island, where we have 3 to 6 inches, that you might sneak in Smithfield with 7, 8, 9 inches of snow. Cumberland, well, technically right in that 6 to 10 area. So we've got that covered. But Kent County, Bristol County, the southeastern part of Providence County, which includes Providence, includes Pawtucket, includes Johnston in there. You're looking at 3 to 6 inches of snow before change over to mixed precipitation. There could be a couple of hours of heavy sleet, which is not a lot of fun. Sleet or ice pellets. Okay, that's the ice pellets that ping off the windows. And then as you get farther to the north, that's where you get quickly into 6 to 10 inches of snow. Notice how with this storm, it's basically a west to east configuration because the mild air is going to be basically lifting up from a line from due south to due north and inland up to about, and the mild air comes in aloft above the surface by about 5,000 feet. Doesn't come in necessarily at the surface except at the immediate coastline. That line lifts inland to just about or just south of the Rhode Island-Massachusetts border and the Connecticut-Massachusetts border. The jackpot for the storm, northern Massachusetts and up into southern northern New England, where we're expecting 10 to 14 inches of snow. And they may get that 10 to 14 inches of snow, most of it, in about 8 or 9 hours. So real impressive stuff. Now, one of the things that we're concerned about with this storm is the potential for some freezing rain. Northwestern Rhode Island, a good chunk of Connecticut might end up with a considerable glaze after the snow. If the milder air comes in just above the surface and the colder air is trapped near the surface and it's not ice pellets but rather freezing rain that's falling, that's rain that freezes on contact when it hits the surface, that's where you can get that glaze. That may occur to the tune of 1/4 to 3 or 4/10 of an inch of glaze, possibly, especially here in interior Connecticut, with this storm, because it is going to be heavy precipitation that falls for a while through early tomorrow afternoon. I think in the Providence area, it's going to be more snow to sleet and then to plain old rain or freezing rain that's right around 33 degrees as opposed to freezing rain that's falling into 32, 33 as opposed to like 29, 30, which has a better chance of accumulating that glaze. But notice how it's mainly snow from just north of Boston. Boston's going to be very close between seeing a little bit of sleet mixed in at the end of the storm. But even in Boston, we're looking at mainly snow. And then north of the Mass Pike, it is mainly snow. As far as the storm impacts go, well, a big impact on the Wednesday morning commute. No doubt about that. For all of southern New England, if your travels take you to Boston, it's going to be a big impact all day long. School impact potential, we have it high at 3.5 out of 4 school buses. And some school districts have already canceled. Widespread delays and probably widespread cancellations, although it's not going to be a huge snowstorm. It's just going to be miserable for travel for a few hours in southern New England during what would normally be the trip to school tomorrow. And the air travel impact potential, big impact at Logan. Could have a situation where flights aren't going in and out, and that may be the case at TF Green for a little while tomorrow, at least through the mid-morning hours. Snowfall potential, we talked about that. The duration of the storm, 12 to 18 hours, but the bulk of the precipitation comes in the first 6 or 8 hours from this storm, and then it lingers on with lighter stuff, and the wind, not a huge factor at 20 to 35 miles per hour. Be sure to check rightweather.com for a live blog on Wednesday. We'll be up early and updating you on the storm all day long.